Right, it's like a goddamn hurricane over here. It's like Hurricane Hermine. Hurricane Hermine over here, man. Winds freaking blowing, 60-mile-an-hour gusts. It's nuts. I don't know about 60. I think they said, yeah, they said 50-mile-per-hour gusts, I heard. But anyway, so my man, Dan Small Engine and Repair, Walden, New York. Yeah, check them out, they rock. He sent me the mulch plug, or the Eco Plate. I'm gonna show you how simple this is with the Bobcat. You lift your little discharge chute up, you got a little hole there, you stick her in the hole, pretend there's some hair around it. You got it. Now this was a little shady. I thought it would come with like a pin or something, and I bent this whole damn thing up because it fell off on me and it wouldn't stay in. I thought maybe it just stayed in like that, and obviously it didn't. So, and they don't give you anything. So what I use is this nail. This is a 3.5 galvanized nail from my DeWalt nail gun. So I just stick her right in there. Hopefully, yeah, stick her right in the hole there. And that's it, man. You're good to go. And you got your mulch plate on there. We're gonna grind some leaves up, and we're gonna see how it does. Again, I like, look at this. This is the last job I did. You know, 16-inch grass. They wait until almost November to get their lawn cut. You charge them up the rear. You charge them for that mess, for that garbage. Anyway, so we're gonna grind some leaves up. Now, you guys know I like to shoot them out the side. You know, on a couple properties though, you got those mulch beds. There's really nowhere to blow the leaves, so I decided to get this. And again, thanks to Dan Small Engine for hooking me up with this. But if it works, it's going to be a great, and I know it's going to work. It's just a matter of how well it does work. You know, again, I don't have any type of mulching baffle on. I don't have mulching blades on. It's just pretty much, I got a plate on, and I used it in my yard a little bit. It works, you know, it leaves some, like a debris trail behind it, but it works. But we're going to really put it up against some big leaves over here, and we're going to see how it does. So, hold on. Yeah, so I couldn't prop up this goddamn phone, but this is what the mulching Eco Plate does. It does pretty good. It does a pretty good job. Again, I don't have the correct baffle in. I don't have mulching blades, so you know, it does pretty good. I mean, this part of the front lawn wasn't loaded with leaves. If I can show you, this is a certain area. You know, I'm going to go over this again, but you know, this is pretty much going over it a couple times. Probably once, actually. I don't have too much camera time, but if you look over, and this area was loaded, so I kept going around in circles here, and did pretty good. So, you know, do I recommend for leaves? No. Unless you have the correct baffle and the mulching blades. You know, mulching a lot of leaves is not a good idea. You know, it's just, I mean, this is what you still end up with. You know, I mean, you're going to go over it, you're going to have this. You know, I like to, yeah, here it is off. It's a pretty cool system. I mean, with grass, it's definitely, I'm going to use it a lot with grass. Because on a couple properties, you know, I got mulch beds around the entire yard, and you know, I end up having to blow the mulch beds out when I'm done. But with this, it's really going to help. But you know, this was all leaves, and you know, this is kind of what it looks like. You know, it does a decent job. It's, you know, like I said, I don't recommend it, but it's an option. When you have a little bit of scattered leaves, it's going to look like this. You know, if you're doing your properties, you know, twice a week, you know, the people want leaf cleanup. They want it, you know, every 3, 4, or 5 days, and there's not that much leaves, you know, the mulch kit is the way to do it. But once you start getting a lot of leaves, I don't recommend it. But it does work. Does it work great? Yeah. You know, I could say it again, but the best way to do it is have that chute open wide and just try to get them into a certain area. Like I did this area just to see how it worked. I mean, with this area, the best way to do it, obviously, you have your chute open and you're gonna blow all the leaves into the woods over here. And that's what I'm gonna do. But I just wanted to show you how the mulch kit worked. There was no way I could prop this phone up to show you, but you're gonna have to trust me. All right, that's it, man. I'll catch you guys later.